Apple is getting ready to make one of the biggest battery upgrades in iPhone history. And if the latest leaks are accurate, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could completely change what users expect from an Apple flagship. For years, battery life has been one of the biggest deciding factors when buying a premium smartphone. While Apple has consistently delivered impressive real-world endurance through software optimization, Android manufacturers have often relied on massive battery capacities to stay ahead. But now Apple appears ready to fight back, not just with efficiency, but with its biggest battery ever. According to a new supply chain leak, the iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to feature a massive 5,425 mAh battery in the United States, making it the largest battery Apple has ever placed inside an iPhone. Even the international version is rumored to pack a substantial 5,235 mAh cell. That may not sound like a dramatic jump at first, but compared to last year's iPhone 17 Pro Max, it's roughly a 6% increase in battery capacity. And in today's smartphone market, where manufacturers fight for every extra minute of battery life, a 6% hardware improvement is a very significant upgrade. What's even more surprising is who Apple could be beating. The leaked battery capacity would reportedly surpass Samsung's Galaxy S26 Ultra and even Google's Pixel 10 Pro XL, putting Apple at the top of the premium flagship market when it comes to battery size among traditional lithium-ion smartphones. If these numbers are accurate, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could become Apple's longest-lasting smartphone ever, but that's only half of the story. The smaller iPhone 18 Pro isn't receiving the same treatment. Leaks suggest the standard Pro model will feature approximately a 4,056 mAh battery in Europe and around 4,298 mAh in the United States, a very modest increase of only about 1% compared to its predecessor. That means users choosing the regular Pro model shouldn't expect major improvements in battery endurance. Instead, Apple seems to be focusing its biggest battery upgrade exclusively on the Pro Max. And honestly, that strategy makes sense. The Pro Max has become Apple's flagship for users who prioritize battery life, productivity, gaming, photography, and content creation. Giving it an even larger battery only strengthens its position as the ultimate premium iPhone. But here's where things get even more interesting. Battery size alone doesn't tell the full story. Apple has built its reputation on extracting incredible battery life from relatively smaller batteries. Thanks to its tight integration between hardware, software, and custom silicon, the A-series chips continue to be among the most power-efficient processors in the smartphone industry. Now imagine pairing Apple's next-generation A20 Pro chipset with a significantly larger battery. That combination could deliver battery performance we've never seen before on an iPhone. Heavy. Users could potentially get through an entire day of gaming, video recording, navigation, and social media without reaching for a charger. Even more casual users might comfortably stretch battery life into a second day. For travelers, professionals, photographers, and mobile gamers, that's a massive upgrade. And speaking of charging, while Apple hasn't leaked any official charging improvements yet, many analysts expect the company to continue refining charging speeds alongside larger battery capacities. Even small efficiency gains could make daily charging noticeably faster while maintaining Apple's focus on battery health and longevity. Now let's compare Apple's strategy with Samsung. Samsung's Galaxy S26 Ultra remains one of the strongest Android flagships, but rumors suggest it still sticks with a battery capacity smaller than Apple's upcoming Pro Max. That has sparked criticism. Across the tech community, many fans are questioning why Samsung hasn't significantly increased battery capacity, despite improvements in display efficiency and processor technology. Google, meanwhile, has also been pushing larger batteries across its Pixel lineup, showing that the industry is moving toward bigger power reserves. Apple, joining that trend, could put additional pressure on Samsung to rethink its battery strategy. For future Galaxy Ultra devices, some insiders already believe Samsung may respond with a much larger battery inside next year's Galaxy S27 Ultra. Competition is clearly heating up, but battery capacity isn't the only major leak surrounding Apple's next flagship. Reports continue to suggest that Apple is preparing one of its biggest iPhone launch events in years. The iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max are expected to debut alongside Apple's first ever foldable iPhone, widely rumored to be called the iPhone Ultra. While production challenges have reportedly delayed the foldable model slightly, Apple is still believed to be targeting a launch around the same September event, with availability possibly following a few weeks later. Industry reports indicate suppliers are already preparing for mass production, signaling that Apple's foldable ambitions are finally becoming reality after years of rumors. Meanwhile, Apple's software roadmap also appears to be progressing exactly on schedule. The latest iOS 27 developer beta has already rolled out, giving analysts greater confidence about Apple's launch timeline. If Apple follows its traditional release strategy, here's what the schedule could look like. Additional developer and public beta updates are expected throughout July and August. The iOS 27 release candidate is widely predicted to arrive during the second week of September, Apple's annual September keynote is currently expected around September 9th, where the company could officially unveil the iPhone 18 lineup, Apple Watch Series 12, Apple Watch Ultra 4, and potentially the long-awaited foldable iPhone Ultra pre-orders would likely begin on September 11. Public release of iOS 27 is expected around September 14th or September 15th. And if Apple follows its familiar pattern, the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max should officially go on sale around September 18th. The foldable iPhone Ultra, however, could launch slightly later depending on production readiness. Of course, none of these dates have been officially confirmed by Apple, and the company remains famously secretive until launch day. Still, multiple leaks from supply chain sources and industry analysts are painting a very consistent picture: a larger battery, a more efficient A20 Pro chip, potentially record-breaking battery life, a massive September keynote, and Apple's first foldable iPhone preparing to enter an entirely new product category. If everything comes together, the iPhone 18 Pro Max may not just be another annual upgrade, it could become the most powerful, longest-lasting, and most ambitious iPhone Apple has ever released. With September getting closer, expect even more leaks covering camera upgrades, performance benchmarks, pricing, storage options, AI features, and the final design. And if these reports continue proving accurate, Apple's next-generation flagship could be one of the biggest smartphone launches of 2026.